this time I have a guest star, Shin.
Hey man.
Hey, man. So for you guys who don't know Shin, probably because you are not a magician, okay, Shin, introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Shin Lim. I am a close-up magician. I've been doing magic for about 10 years. And yeah, I've been traveling around the world. Right now I'm in Macau, performing at House of Magic. It's my last week here.
And told them that you are a FISM winner.
Oh, I'm also a FISM winner. I'm FISM 2015 World Champion of Card Magic. I placed first in that category. And it brought me all over around the world, really. That gave me so many opportunities to perform at different conventions and different theaters. And my next place is going to be in New Zealand, so I'm really excited. Yeah,
he's a very famous and busy magician. Yeah, could you just share it to magician in Indonesia about the experience? The experience first.
Yeah, very terrifying.
Terrifying?
Yeah, the most scariest experience of my life.
Most of magician like me and magician in Indonesia probably doesn't get the chance to be in the FISM.
Yeah, terrifying. If you don't want to be scared, then it's fine, because it really is the most terrifying event. Imagine seeing the 8 judges in front of you,
and
sitting
they're all
on a
magician,
chair.
right?
And well, Liu Chen, Joshua J, very famous magicians. So imagine your idol that you've always looked up to sitting right in front of you with a piece of paper judging you. That's the first thing. And then second thing, there's 4,000 really good magicians watching you in the stage, big stage. And it's a terrifying feeling, because they all know exactly what you're doing, and they're all judging on how well you execute it. So my hands were shaking. My hands usually don't shake. Even I did my whole mental preparation, everything. My hands still shake. And it was so hard. And for me, I think a lot of practice, having real world practice, definitely helped with that. But yeah, it was a scary experience, but at the end it was really satisfying. Of course, when I placed, I didn't even know I was going to win. It was all the competitors there were really, really, truly amazing. So anyone who competes in FISM, it takes a lot of guts, but yeah, it's really good.
Is it when first time you learn magic? Is it are you planning to go to FISM in the first place, or not? Like, okay, I want to do magic because I want to go to FISM. I want to be the first.
Well, when I first started magic, it was to pick up women. Like I wanted, because I never had a girlfriend.
I think that's everyone's problem.
Yeah. That was most guys' problem, is they didn't have a girlfriend. I wanted a girlfriend, so I tried to learn magic, and it didn't really work out so well. So it became more of an obsession after that. Then when you're obsessed with something, you kind of care about it. Yeah. And so when you care about something, you treat it like an art form. So I ended up treating it like an art form. And then I found out about FISM. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's like almost like a competition, almost like America's Got Talent, but just for magic, right? And I thought that was so cool. I thought that was the coolest thing. And I had actually won the IBM competition in my 3rd year of doing magic. And so that kind of got me interested, because you get some money, you get a little bit of fame. And I was like, oh wow, people are like, oh, your act's really cool. And you get recognition from magicians. And so FISM is the biggest magic competition. There's nothing bigger than that. And so in my eyes, I was like, oh wow, so I got this from IBM, which is, IBM is a big competition, is for America. But after you win that, you want to keep going higher, and so you aim for the highest. And then I saw FISM was International Olympics of Magic. It's considered the Olympics, and so that's what I was aiming for, and I really wanted to try that out.
Yeah. And then so what happened is, in Indonesia, in my country, is like there's a lot of competition, magic competition, but probably like 50% of the contestants are copying someone else.
I see.
So
interesting.
It's for me, it's kind of shame, because what I saw in FISM, like what you did like totally original, new routine. And how do you feel about seeing what happened in my
country?
See
this in America too. Believe it or not, in IBM, I mean, there was a couple first place winners. I won't say the name. There's a guy he won first place for stage manipulation. And he did exactly Yu Ho-jin's act. I'm not kidding.
Seriously?
Exactly Yu Ho-jin's act, bit for bit. It was so strange to watch that and to watch him win. And I was like, did these judges not see Yu Ho-jin? Yu Ho-jin just won 2 years ago, and now this guy comes up and wins and wins a lot of recognition for copying completely Hojin's act.
Yeah.
And so I think, you know, we can't really do much about it. The only thing we can do is talk to the guy. I went up to the guy and I said, hey, dude, you know you're copying his act, right? You're aware of this? And he's like, oh, yeah, I'll change. The first thing we can do is we can talk to them. But I think the second thing is social media is actually a great way to kind of spread awareness of someone's act. YouTube's a great way, of course, to share your act and then to get well known, and then that way people can see your act and then compare it to whoever created it first, blah, blah, blah. But it happens, it happens in the US too, believe it or not. And so I feel like that's nothing we can really do much about it.
Yeah. Well, so that means it's already a habit, right?
Yeah,
It's like some cities. So,
but I guess what we can do is we can kind of teach. Well, here's what I do. So for me, every time I watch someone's act, or when I buy a DVD or magic trick, ever since even when I first started magic, I always refused to perform it how they performed it. I always refused, like even Brad Christian's DVD, Crash Course to Magic. Great DVD, by the way. Got me started in magic. But I completely ignored majority of his teachings. All I learned was just the methods. And then how you perform it, you just change it. I always told myself to change it, and so that's how I have that's my creative process.
that's what I did also, because for me, if you're buying things and then you did the same thing like everyone else, so what's the difference?
Exactly, what makes you different?
That's why I always try to be different. I mean, not different. I'm in the meaning different is like I want to do it in my own way, not like probably
the guy who taught it in the DVD.
It's like when Shin do thing like incredible things. I want to do it, but in different ways. So probably I can impress him because.
And I was impressed. Impressed
because that's the beauty of magic. I mean, we as a performer, when we see someone else, we got the entertainment itself for ourselves.
That's right.
So that's why don't we give the same thing to other magicians so they can get entertained?
Yeah.
Because it's magic.
Yeah.
So. Do you have any like suggestion for them who
just starting? Next time when you pick something up, just always try to visualize it, how you can change it and perform it according to your personality and your style. Never think of it as, okay, he said I have to do it this way. He says I have to put the cart at the bottom, so I'm going to do that. He's probably just teaching you that because he needs to have a routine in the DVD. But just only look at the method and try to find your own way of doing it and kind of put it into your own routine. Don't make a new routine based off of his.
Yes.
Yeah, just kind of take his methods, put in your routine, and I guarantee you'll have a new routine by yourself. That's my creative process. There's no other way for me to create in my mind. I mean, sometimes something kind of clicks, but most of the time you have to kind of do something about it. You can't just magically come up with something, you know? Yeah.
Well, so you hear from himself as a FISM winner and things about magic in Indonesia and competition, so probably you can learn and get something from his experience.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, man.
Thanks, man.
Thanks.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.